So let's talk about Furiosa. I'm trying to do my best emote Joe. But yeah, let's talk about Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. And like any of us like movie fans, like I really loved Mad Max Fury Road. And I've liked the Mad Max series in general, but yeah, Mad Max Fury Road was just great. It was fantastic. I would say it's a masterpiece of an action movie. It was nominated for Academy Award for Best Picture and took home. I think it took home like 3 of those at the Oscars. It was nominated for. So yeah, Mad Max Fury Road, a masterpiece of an action movie. And I would say Furiosa is very much unlike Fury Road with the pacing and how this takes place and in a long time span compared to Mad Max Fury Road, which was pretty much just a chase, but it was a thrilling chase throughout this Australian apocalyptic landscape. So yeah, that was hard to get out. But yeah, it's very much unlike Fury Road with those. But of course, the tone is still there because we are in this world. And I actually liked that it had those differences because I think if it was just one big long chase or action like scene, I don't think I would have liked it as much as I did because yeah, I like this movie. I like Furiosa. I would say it is not close to being as good as Fury Road though. And I didn't really expect it to be as good as Fury Road, but yeah, there's a big gap there. Or I won't say a big gap, but it's a pretty substantial gap between the quality of Fury Road and Furiosa. But yeah, I still liked it. The movie's still good. And the action, of course, is really good in this movie. George Miller is damn near 80 years old, and he's directing some really, really great action again. I would say there's a difference here, though, because I think there's less practical stuff than the Fury Road. There's more green screen, and it is noticeable sometimes in this movie. And yeah, it might take you out of it. It didn't really take me out of it too much, but yeah, there's some moments where you can notice the backdrop is pretty much a green screen. It's understandable because I've read that filming Fury Road was just a pain. It was so painful that Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy hated each other on set. So yeah, it's understandable, even though yeah, some of the green screen did take me out a little bit. I understood that they had to do it this way because yeah, definitely was painful. And yeah, as I said, George Miller is pretty old right now, but yeah, he says he wants to crank out another one. So yeah, I'd be interested in that definitely because yeah, the action is great. There was like a chase scene in the middle of this movie involving one of the tank or one of the big trucks, which is just great. And you have the villain who's named Dementis, or his like guys are just paragliding in, and you got Furiosa there with the action scenes and the War Boys. So yeah, it's a great scene in the middle of this movie. I really liked that. It was great. It was very reminiscent of Fury Road. I think that's the one scene probably is very much alike Fury Road. So yeah, that is a great scene. Now let's get to Anya Taylor-Joy, and I thought she was great as Furiosa in this movie. Of course, Charlize Theron, she was great in Fury Road. She's pretty much the star of that movie. Even though it's called Mad Max Fury Road, she's definitely the star over Tom Hardy in that movie. Tom Hardy was great too, but yeah, Charlize Theron was great, and that's why they went with this Furiosa prequel. And Anya Taylor-Joy picks it up as Furiosa in this movie, kind of a younger Furiosa than Charlize Theron. And yeah, she is great in this. And also, she doesn't really talk that much in the movie. I read that she has less talking in this movie than what Mad Max had in Fury Road, which is not a negative for me. It's not a gripe because she is like showing her acting skills in here, even without talking, just acting with those big, gorgeous eyes. So yeah, she's great in this. So I would say, yeah, she really brought in this movie. And yeah, I think showing herself in the action scenes, I thought she was great. And yeah, just acting like very much without talking, without dialogue, I thought she was great. And when she did have the dialogue, and there's a reason she doesn't really talk that much, and you'll have to watch the movie, but yeah, there's a reason why she's not talking that much, and the reasons that makes sense. So yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy was good, but she also doesn't really come in till midway through the movie because we have the younger Furiosa played by Aaliyah Brown. So yeah, I think that's her name, Aaliyah Brown. But yeah, she plays the younger, like 10-year-old, 12-year-old. I don't really know the age, but yeah, she plays the very much younger Furiosa. And she does a great job too. She doesn't do a lot of talking as well, but she definitely acts well without dialogue. And yeah, you get a lot of screen time with the younger Furiosa. So yeah, I think Aaliyah Brown pulled it off with what she got. She probably has got an hour of screen time in this movie. So yeah, both Anya Taylor-Joy and Aaliyah Brown pulling off Furiosa in this movie. I thought they were good. But then we go to Chris Hemsworth playing the villain in this movie, Dementis, or one of the villains, I guess, but he's like the main antagonist to Furiosa in this movie. I would say I didn't really care for him that much. I think Hemsworth does what he can with the character, but him being written pretty dumb and not really that competent, that's what got me not really caring about the character. And they've had, like, Hemsworth has been playing dumb characters in movies. I mean, with Thor, they kind of dumbed him down for the last two movies, even though I kind of thought that was funny. But of course, with other movies too, he's been playing dumb characters. I was kind of hoping they would have him play a role that doesn't have those characteristics. But yeah, what we got, I didn't really care for it. But I thought Hemsworth still had a really good performance. But definitely Emoten Joe is a way better villain from Fury Road. And also he is in this movie too, played by a different actor. And you can kind of tell he's played by a different actor. Sadly, the actor played Emoten Joe in Fury Road. He also played Toe Cutter in the first Mad Max movie. He passed away a few years ago, so they had to have a different actor take over the role. And you can actually really notice in the voice because his voice is kind of softer. So yeah, but Emoten Joe, I thought he was good. And really when they show him side by side with Dementis, they show that Emoten Joe is definitely more competent. And I think they probably wanted to make a character like Dementis, like just less competent. They showed in the movie they loses control of his people over time in the movie. So yeah, but overall, Dementis, I didn't really care for him that much. I mean, Chris Hemsworth, as I said, I think he was good, but just the character himself, I don't think was written that well. He wasn't really that menacing in the movie. Even when he did stuff that was cruel, it just came across as silly. He did some silly stuff in the movie, like when he's like saying there is no hope, or like you see in the trailers where he says ready, steady, go, and he gets all zany. So yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really care for him that much, but yeah, I don't know. It could appeal to some people out there. And also there were some other side characters from Fury Road that made an appearance in here, like this guy named the People Eater, which he was in Fury Road, and also his sons. I think his son, like one of his sons, his name is Scrotus, and there was like another one named Erectus. Like one of them was in Fury Road. He's like the big old buff dude. So yeah, so he made an appearance in here, and there's like another person too also. But I want to get to a character I actually really liked in this movie, and it's a character named Praetorian Jack, played by this actor named Tom Burke. I thought he was good. I thought he was pretty good. He was kind of like an ally, or he came in being like an ally to Furiosa, someone who worked with her. And I thought like they were good. They really had a good like friendship. And I really like this relationship that we saw pretty much in the second half of this movie. So yeah, Praetorian Jack, he was a cool character. I really liked this character in this movie. Another thing I didn't really care for in this movie was George Miller separating this movie into chapters. Like we would get these fade to blacks constantly. I think like 5 times in the movie, 5 or 6 times, and we got like 5 or 6 chapters. I couldn't really keep track. I just think it wasn't that necessary. And I know the movie's pretty long. It's 2.5 hours. And as I said, there's like a big time span in this movie. But you really didn't need the chapters. I guess I would have been okay with maybe 2 or 3 fade to black moments, especially when you're going from the younger Furiosa to Anya Taylor-Joy's character. But yeah, just having it constantly happen, it kind of bothered me in the movie, especially with the chapters. So yeah, but that's not really a big negative in the movie, because yeah, overall I like the movie. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely far from being as good as Fury Road, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I would compare Fury Road and Furiosa to Sicario and Sicario Day of the Soldado. I think that's what the sequel is called, to Sicario. But I would compare it to those two movies, because Fury Road and Sicario they're both masterpieces, and I think both the sequels, I mean, Furiosa is not a sequel, it's a prequel, but it's a follow-up to Fury Road. But both Furiosa and like the Sicario 2, Day of the Soldado, they're both good movies, but they're both kind of forgettable. I feel like I'm not going to remember much from this movie, but I enjoyed watching it. I liked it. So I would give Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, an 8 out of 10, because it is a good movie. It is a good movie, great action scenes. I thought it was enjoyable, and it's a great lead up to Mad Max Fury Road. So yeah, give me your thoughts on Mad Max or Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. Did you enjoy it? Did you think the action scenes were as great as Fury Road? So yeah, tell me down in the comments your feelings on the movie. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bravo out.